question number 1 asks how many students received each of the possible scores on the WPST. The WPST is a writing exam that's actually scored by 2 different readers who can give students a score between 2 and 5. So that means that a student could get a score that ranges from 4 to 10, and a 7 is a passing score on the exam. So the worksheet is asking for a screenshot of the data after you get Google Docs to compute the frequencies, and then a screenshot of the actual formula bar with the function displayed. So we're going to navigate to the Google Docs spreadsheet, and I have already clicked on some of the vertical lines between columns just to make some of the columns a little narrower, only so that we can see a little bit more on the right as I'm working. It is not necessary for you to do that. I do want you to note that column G is the column that has the WPST score information, and if you scroll down you'll notice that the first score is in cell G2 and the last score in the column is in cell G101. So what we're going to do is just click on an empty cell. I happen to click on N3, and I'm going to type in the word score, and then in O3 I'm going to type in the word frequency. And what I need to do is type in the possible score, so I'm going to type in 4 through 10. And then in cell O4 is where I want to begin the frequency information. If I'm not sure how to have Google Docs actually calculate something, if I click up here on this summation symbol and click on the triangle next to it, that allows me to actually search for different functions and formulas that are available. If I type in the word frequency, it will come up and it will show me how that ought to look. So it's got the word frequency, and then it shows me that there are 2 inputs, one for data and one for classes, and there's a hyperlink here in case I want to learn more. It'll give me step-by-step instructions for what to do. So just in case you are ever looking for how to do something, that's an easy way to be able to locate it. I'm going to close that and go back to the spreadsheet. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to click on cell O4, and I begin with an equals, which is what's needed every time you start any kind of a calculation or any type of a function. And in this case I type the word frequency followed by a left parentheses. And then what I need to do is tell Google Docs which cell contains the first potential value, and in this case it is G2. I type in a colon to indicate that there's going to be a range of values, and then I need to type in the cell label that tells me the last cell a value could be in, which is cell G101. Next I type a comma, and I need to type the cell label for the first cell containing a possible, the lowest possible score, which is in cell N4. And then the highest possible value that I'm looking at is a value of 10, which is in cell N10. And then I put the right parentheses, I hit enter, and Google Docs figures out where the values are. It does always put a 0 at the end in an empty cell, so you can just ignore that one. But it shows me that 4 people received a score of 28, 6 people received a score of 10, and so on. The worksheet asks you to paste this information into the document itself. So unfortunately, if you just do a regular copy and paste, it doesn't really paste into the worksheet very well. So better would be to actually take a screenshot of the information, which you can do by hitting the print screen button on your computer, or if you're on a Mac you can do Command-Shift-4, or I like to use a free program called Screen Hunter, which allows me to capture whatever portion of the screen I wish. So I'm just going to copy that, and then I'm going to navigate back to my worksheet and I'm going to paste it in there. So it's nice and clean. And then the worksheet asks for the formula, so I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet and I'm going to click in cell O4, and up here in my formula bar I want to copy that. So I can do a regular copy, just Control C, Command C, or I can also do a screen picture and then just paste it into my worksheet.